Okay. Bro, we live? Yes. Okay, that's one platform. What about this one? Not sure about Twitch. Not sure about Twitch. It's okay. What about Kick? Oh, where's the one I like? Who's that? Alright. Surely it was YouTube's record. That's the main one. Oh shit, AI Code King tests Llama 3.1 for coding. It's kind of what we're gonna do. Let's see what they did. Yeah, they normally ask you this stuff, which is a bit two-dimensional. What are the results? Oh, 400B passed pretty much everything, except for SVG. Alright. Are we in? Might wait. Oh shit, it's Tempest again. What if instead of Llama, it was Willy? Yeah, and instead of AI, it was... I don't know where I'm going with that one. But yes, welcome Tempest to the chat. Thanks for being such a loyal viewer. Introduction, although I assume most of my audience will know about what Llama is. It's an open source AI language model released by Meta. It was pretty much the first open source model to kind of compete almost with ChatGPT last year. But since then, they've released new models, and just yesterday, we have Llama 3.1, the latest edition of these models, and they have a new size, 405 billion parameters. We've never gotten a Llama model anywhere close to this size before. The last close one, I think, was 70B. I feel like there might have been an 100 billion parameter one. I don't know if I'm remembering correctly or not, but yeah, 400 billion, definitely the largest one we've ever got. Largest and smartest, and they have some evaluations here on how it performs according to the common benchmarks that all these tools get tested on. And yeah, we'll go through this in a sec. Let me shout out to Eric Coleman for subscribing, and I think there will be people subscribing because that normally happens at the start of the stream. As I said, Florence. So yeah, I think these are just people from not live, but you know, people. The implications on its decision making. Well, the biases will come from its training data. So if there are biases in the training data, they will influence the biases of the model itself. Yo, Mags, did I try WebSim AI? I have tried WebSim. It's awesome. So much fun creating. Let's see if I can show you the thing I made. I tried to make like a 3D basketball game, and like, to be honest, it was pretty good. Let's see if I can find it. I always forget how to see the bookmarks. Maybe it didn't bookmark it. I don't know. Fortunately, I'm not sure how I can. Oh, here we go. Bookmarks. Yes, this 3D basketball shooter. I made this with WebSim. It's pretty cool. It's like a 3D. I actually got further with this, but it looks like I didn't bookmark the later versions. I didn't realize you have to bookmark each version. But yeah, you can. It goes around in this 3D thing. You can click to shoot these little balls. That's it at the moment. I don't know if the score actually goes up if you get one in, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Love WebSim. Yeah, okay, let's continue. So yeah, Llama 3.1. Um, they say they outperform Claude Sonnet 3.0 on MMLU, very close to Omni, and they lead all the benchmarks in a few of these benchmarks. The ones we're particularly interested about is coding, and unfortunately, it doesn't beat Sonnet in coding. It's kind of close, like a few points away, but yeah, definitely not going to be the best at coding, but it is still going to be a very performant coding model. And I definitely want to see how it compares, especially on the Aider LLM leaderboard here. So this Aider is the tool I normally use for AI coding assistance, and they have a really nice leaderboard to see how well each model does with the tool. And clearly, Claude Sonnet is way out in front, a whole 5% more completed correctly than the next best thing, which was DeepSeek Coder V2. And this one is really interesting how it's so good because um, oh, is that new? Wait a second, this wasn't here before. Um, DeepSeek Coder V2. Okay, this must be a new model. Um, yeah, because DeepSeek Coder is actually so much cheaper than Claude Sonnet and GPT-4o. But it is a bit slower, which is an issue. And one really cool thing about Llama 3.1 is it's hosted on Groq Cloud, the 400 billion parameter model. And Groq hosts our API for free, which is really awesome. So it actually would potentially be the cheapest, like the best cost to performance ratio. Another free model is the Gemini models, which don't actually perform very well on these leaderboards, actually at 57%. And I suspect, oh shit, okay, never mind. We do have Llama 3.1 here. My bad. I also didn't notice we had these. Is this new? I feel like I don't know how long these have been here for, but I either missed them or this is newly updated. But yeah, so okay, so it looks like Llama 3.1 is better than Gemini, as I suspected, but it is still quite a long way away from Claude Sonnet and such. But it still does make it the best model um, in terms of performance for cost if you run it on Groq, because Groq is free. So what I was going to do is try to run this leaderboard with Llama 3, but it seems like it's already done. So I don't know. Let me just, for a sanity check, see when this was updated. I wonder if this 40 minutes ago update was the... Yeah, 15 minutes ago, DeepSeek Coder V2 was added to the leaderboard. Okay. And I guess Llama 3 might have been there from a while ago, but I just didn't see it. But I definitely didn't notice DeepSeek Coder. Okay, Llama 405 was added 3 hours ago to the leaderboard. Okay, awesome. Thanks. Shout out to Paul, the creator and maintainer of Aider. Obviously, it's open source. There's other contributors as well, but Paul is by far the most dedicated on this project and pretty much created the whole thing. So yeah, shout out to them. Okay, so that kind of answers my questions. It doesn't really require us to go further, but I guess maybe we can do a quick, like, couple minute tutorial on how to set up Llama 3.1 with Groq on Aider. I think that would be useful. Let's read the chat before we do that. Nothing new here. Yo, Web3D, good to see you again. Yeah. You wrote me on Discord regarding the Google Comp. Yeah, I think I saw your message. All right, we all good. So yeah, you do want to get a Groq API key, which you can just go to console.groq.com/keys, create an API key here. Now I'm gonna hope I have one already set up. I'm not sure if I do, but we'll find out very soon. Let me bring up desktop with cursor, an IDE I use, but interestingly, we'll be using um, Aider in cursor, so it's kind of weird like that. Also, I'm feeling a bit hot. I'm going to turn up the AC a little bit. One sec. You guys didn't see my very fashionable shorts, but that's fine. Okay, so you just bring up Aider like this. You can use a flag to choose the model, but you can also, inside Aider, what you can do is go slash models, and then I think if you go Groq slash, yeah, it'll show you all the available models on Groq. Fortunately, it doesn't look like they have latest Llama model on here. But that might be because these are hard coded. I'm not sure, probably. Um, and you can just find the model ID here. Llama 3.1405B dash reasoning. Oh yeah, and by the way, there is a rate limit. I don't think I mentioned this, of 30 requests per minute for Groq on all their models, which I think is very reasonable. I don't think you need more than that for most usage. So let's just try load in, whoops, let's just try load in Groq like this. Looks good, looks like it loaded, but I am actually missing my Groq API key. So I'm going to quickly create that. Um, the way I like to, the way they mention you should do it here is just run export Groq API key and then your key here on Mac and Linux, or you can add this to your ZSHRC or bash RC, so you don't have to do it every time and it kind of stays. So I'm going to quickly do that. I'm going to hide my screen and we'll be back in 2 seconds. Yeah, what we got? Yeah, because Twitch has been broken for me, so please jump on the YouTube if you can. I don't know how to fix Twitch. It used to work, but unfortunately not anymore. Okay. Let me quickly set up this ZSHRC. Boom. Okay, that should send me back. Yep. All right, so I set up my Groq API key just pretty much like this. We can go back into Aider, load that Llama. Oh, it still says it's missing. Oh, it's because I didn't do source. I put it in my ZSHRC. So there we go. Okay, it's not complaining anymore. All right, so this should be actually pretty free. Well, completely free, up to 30 requests per minute, just like that. So pretty much to refresh what we just did is we first got the API key from console.groq.com, API keys here, create an API key, and then in your terminal, you run export. This is on Mac. On Windows, you run setx, Groq API key equals, and then your API key here, enter that, and then you can run aider dash dash model Groq slash the Llama 3 code, which you can find in the documentation on console.groq models right here, the model ID. So for Llama 405B, we want to actually use this. Now, interestingly, that didn't come up when I did models. So Aider should have a thing here. So this could actually be something that we could contribute to Aider, is finding where this is defined and changing that. So it also mentions the new models. Let me quickly have a look, see if I can find that. I would like to be a contributor on Aider, that would be awesome. Looks like it didn't find this, so I'm not sure exactly where it's pulling these models from. It could be from, there is an API call to get the available models like this, yeah. But you do need, let's see what happens if I do this. Yeah, you do need an API key for that. So I don't know. Let's see if this even works. So it might not even work. Let's say what should we change? Let's just do something random. So this is my website at techfriend.net. Just say hide the video highlights section. Hide the video highlights section or remove. See if this works. Groq should be really fast as well. Okay, it didn't work. So yeah, this model doesn't exist, or we don't have access to it. It could be the case that we can't actually use Llama 3 400B on Groq. So this could be actually legit. Just to double check sanity, we can use, let's just use Llama 3 8B. Oh, there's a preview for Llama 3 Groq. I don't know what that is. Let's see if the 8B works. If that works, that means we don't have actually access to the 400B model. Yeah, looks like that's the case. Bit unfortunate. I didn't know. I suspected that because even if you go onto groq.com, you don't actually get access to the 400B model, but you do get access to the 70B model. Does that work? I might as well try that as well. Actually, looks like it's working. Yeah. Okay. So it's just the 400B model that we don't have access to. Bit of a shame, but I guess it makes sense because it'd be very expensive. You're on Kick. Oh, sweet. Kick's working fine. That's good. Do you ever listen to the Everyday AI podcast? I don't. I subscribe to it, but I don't know. It's just so long. I haven't ever properly listened to it. Is it good? Static L, what am I building? I was trying to use the Groq API with Llama 400B, but it looks like we don't actually get access to the 400B models on Groq, which is a bit of a shame. Claude Engineer eats up them tokens. People have been using Gemini on the cheap. Yeah. So it looks like actually Gemini is probably the best kind of like cost to performance model to use with like Azure or something because it's free for a limit. Say Pilat please, Pilat please. I think Aider is a king with Sonnet. Yeah, same. That's currently what my favorite is. Aider with Sonnet. And then I also use DeepSeek Coder when it's something simple, but when it's something like kind of complex, Sonnet is the best model to try complex things. For a moment, I was curious how Mini GPT would do. Yeah, well, I always look at the leaderboard tech guy. I think the leaderboards are pretty accurate, and you can see GPT-4o Mini is quite low here. Yeah, 55%. Llama 3 400B 60%. Sonnet is 77%. The new DeepSeek coder, this was updated 40 minutes ago, 72%. So this is really, really exciting. Um, this is so much cheaper. Let's have a look now at DeepSeek pricing. You can see DeepSeek coder, which I assume this is the new one, or they haven't changed it. Or actually, we could probably artificial analysis. I don't know if they actually would have updated this DeepSeek coder. Yeah, the blended tokens is 17 cents per 1 million, whereas Sonnet 3.5 is $6. So it's almost like, how can we divide this here? Like a 30 times difference in price. Sonnet is clearly a smarter model. Like it's a whole 5% more percent completed correctly on the leaderboard. But yeah, 30 times cheaper. I think if you're doing basic stuff like DeepSeek Coder is the way to go. But if it's something complex and difficult, Claude Sonnet. Actually, even if you're doing simple stuff like Gemini, because it's free, could be even good as well. And it's really easy to change models in Ada. You just kind of go models like Google. You can see all the potential Google models. I'm not sure if that's the right Google endpoint though. You can also check their oh Gemini. You can also check the Ada docs. Well, there's so many Gemini models. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, it's not bad. I've been listening to it on the way to work while doing stuff around the house. Nice. Yo, I see through. Hoping Hugging Chat gets artifacts. Oh, that'd be cool. Then I'll use the big llama there for coding stuff. Can you use llama 405B on Hugging Face? I mean, that would make sense. Let's see, do they have an inference? What's the capital of Taiwan? You gotta log in. Hmm. Can load it on spaces. Yeah, this model's so big that like it's really hard to find someone running it for free. I think like the most obvious place is meta.ai. Doesn't tell you that it's Llama 4. What version LLM are you running? Let's see if it's self-aware. Llama 3. How many parameters? 70B. Okay. So maybe this isn't even the latest one. Give it time. They only announced it yesterday. I know there's one place for sure where you can get it. It's Fireworks. I think this is where most people are using Llama 3.1. Looks like they're in partnership with Meta. Try Llama 3. Oh, can you try it for free on their web app? Let's see. Oh, I forgot I should be like here. Oh, this isn't even the right thing. The page you wanted to use does not exist. Try it now. Come on. Okay, looks like even Fireworks couldn't host the latest llama. What about the 8B version? Okay, apparently it logged me out. Weird. Now looks like it doesn't work. The elusive Llama 400B. Oh, here we go. Llama 400B. What's the meaning of life? Nice. Okay, so if you want to try Llama 400B for what seems like for free, I'm not sure. It's probably definitely not unlimited free, but you can do it at fireworks.ai/models/fireworks/llama v3p1-405b-instruct. Very cool. It did take like 7 tries to get to this web page, but eventually it worked. And we can see it's about $3 per million tokens, so about half the price of Sonnet 3.5. Very, very cool. Oh, you can see it on Hugging Chat. I don't even know what Hugging Chat is. What's Hugging Chat? Right, Hugging Chat. Didn't even know this was a thing. Oh, we got. Okay, you can also use it on Hugging Chat. If you Google Hugging Chat, you can even set your own system prompt. Very cool. Let's see if we get the same response. The meaning of life. This one said, it's an elusive question. The most profound and elusive questions humanity has ever pondered. Hugging Chat seems very slow in comparison. Very similar answer. Very, very similar answer. Nice. Do you try all the models via OpenRouter? No, I actually like never use OpenRouter. Maybe I should. I don't know. I typically just use the like state-of-the-art models, and I think it's just easier to use. I don't know why should we use OpenRouter? Like if we're using like Sonnet, for instance, is there any point to use? Oh, they got OpenRouter has 405B as well. Okay, so there's 3 ways you can try Llama 405B for free. I guess OpenRouter actually makes you sign in. Fireworks? Oh, so does Fireworks. But Hugging Chat, you actually don't need to sign in, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. Best models and prices. So OpenRouter has like dynamic pricing, right? And they just route to whatever host has the cheapest pricing. But I guess it doesn't make sense for most like frontier models. Like let's look at here. Oh yeah, we can actually check on artificial analysis. Like for instance, GPT-4o. Oh, they don't even show OpenRouter. Thought they would. They ever show OpenRouter? No. I guess because OpenRouter doesn't host it themselves, they just route to whoever. Is that right? Guess that makes sense. That's pretty cool. And I guess if one thing goes down, then OpenRouter can route to the other provider, which also makes sense. But personally, like I use state-of-the-art models, and there's no like because they're proprietary, no one else is hosting them but the actual like OpenAI or Anthropic themselves. So I never really use OpenRouter. All right, that is Llama 3.1. Let's play some music in the meantime. Some good music. Hey guys, tune in now. This is Let's go look through Discord. Hugging chat. Oh yeah, shout out I see through. I'll post the other ones. Fireworks and open router. Right, yeah, Hugging Chat is free without signing, it seems, which is very cool. Actually, I am logged in with Hugging Face, so maybe that's why. Let's double check. Oh no, yeah, no, I'm not logged in. Okay. You also get web browsing on Hugging Chat. Really? Wait, what? With Llama? I'd be like, search the internet for ingredients of Kraft mac and cheese. So it's overloaded. It is, I think it is a bit slower as well, because it's free. Wait, is TZ in this chat? He wanted to know. Okay. Let's go through our showcase. Or is it share links? Shout out Keegan, he's always posting some cool stuff. Morse code. Oh yes, another AI IDE. Code with an innovative faster. Wait, code and innovate. Oh my god. Faster with AI. Another. Okay, so they have any unique features? Does not look like it. This kind of looks like a new interface bug fix. But we've always had explain, QA, like chat, code gen, code completion. That's kind of standard. AI plugin development, a series of development tools for testing, deployment, and multi-platform distribution using schema, assisting in the setup of AI agent. Write the code once, no need to worry about the schema, and open API.json. Code to GPTs. Not really sure what that is. Automatically generate test input data to test APIs. That's cool. It's like a single button. Auto initialize and create key value file store without configuring satisfying storage requirements for function development. Okay, is this like they will populate a database for you with dummy data? I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to know exactly what they mean by this. Schema management. Deployment. One-click elastic deployment generates an API for the function solving operation and maintenance problems. Okay, a bit unsure how that works as well. Be nice if No videos. Okay, do one word. The first AI cloud IDE. I don't know if that's true. I hate how people claim that. Like 10 frames per second. Not really liking that, to be honest. Alright, what's this part? They have a deploy button. That's what I'm interested about. Deploy. Create a schema. Chat GPT. What did they deploy? Not really too clear. I don't know. Just based off the landing page in that video, I'm not really excited at all. I tried LaVeig. No, I haven't. That's that vision model thing, isn't it? Click on the purple tools. Sorry, did I close Hugging? Yeah, I did. Um, Hugging chat can be slow at times, and pause when you're not actively on screen. Saves some GPU. Yeah, I mean it's good that they're making it for free. It makes sense. Like obviously they can't support everyone for free, so it definitely would slow down with usage. Morse code looks good. Yeah, I mean it doesn't look like a terrible product, but I mean it's just like it's just such a big what would you call it, barrier to entry or friction point for a developer to switch IDEs, I feel. Um, so unless they're like delivering something unique and new, like I'm comparing it to Cursor at the moment, or yeah, probably Cursor is the closest thing. And I didn't really see anything like super unique. Um, oh, except for that deploy thing, which I didn't really understand. So it could be me not understanding, but that's also kind of like a marketing thing on them. Yo, Nick Humphreys, what country I'm in? I'm still in Thailand. Thank you for commenting. Yo, Fresh Test. Do you know how to create business plans and models and kind of start a SaaS? Kind of. Might not be too high quality, but yeah, no, the basics of what's required. All right, another post by Keegan. Super memory, your personal second brain. I think I've briefly seen this before as well. Oh, also someone mentioned LeVeig, which we have seen previously, but I didn't try. Large action model for web agents. I had an issue with it. Was it? I think it was like the install was just annoying. Oh no, it uses Selenium, um, which yeah, which I don't think is like a great solution. Then they have an action agent. I don't know. I'd love to see videos of people using LeVeig. So let's quickly see if anyone. Okay, we know World of AI definitely does not try the tool. Let's double check that. Oh no, looks like they're. What is this? No, that's their Patreon. Yep, that's the GitHub page. That's the docs. Still the docs. I guess, okay, they have the demo in the docs.
Is the new model from OpenAI. And in this case, it basically created a fictional Notion workspace and it was able to contain HR information from it. So this is where the AI agent was able to explore the environments and it retrieved all the answers that were basically related to the HR, and it nested it within 2 pages.
Pretty cool. So yeah, it can like browse. There we go. Here's a demo.
Paul from the Lavag team here, and today we're going to showcase how Lavag, our large action model framework, can help you automate the writing and maintenance of web testing. So in this demo, we're going to showcase how Lavag can create an agent that takes a Gherkin test case as an input, performs the test, and exports the Selenium code into a PyTest BDD file. So first, we're going to have a look at
Lame demo, in my opinion. That's the only one they have.
I'm done. Someone is using my credit card and just keep pushing online orders. Oh, or maybe someone has automated browsing internet so they can just type in natural language and execute browsing tasks like coding anything.
There's an accident.
So it's a little bit different than AI integration with chat, for example, Bing Chat or Copilot. This is about how we can automatically do tasks on browser. Let's say here I have opened my Chrome browser, or you might have using Microsoft Edge. Regardless, what we're gonna do, we're gonna see how we can execute tasks and do action over browser. But let's go with its own example. Now here you need to enter the URL that you want to automate tasks over that using browser, and then tell, okay, what you're gonna do with Hugging Face. For example, open Hugging Face, click on dataset items on the menu between models and spaces. Okay, so let's click on enter and see what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna hit enter here. Not only go and automate the task on browser, but it'll also show me the generated code based on Selenium that is running that on my browser. So in case you want to check out how the code works, you can check out the generated code here. And there you go. It opened the Hugging Face for me, and then it.
Is that a space? Wait. Oh, that's pretty cool. They have a space. They've closed it because of prompt injection attempts. Fair enough. But you can run it for free on a Google Colab. Okay, well, like another thing that I'm really interested about is I think it's Agent C. This is like another large action model type company, and I think they just seem a lot more polished, and they've also give away a data set of like GUI, labeled GUI for this type of stuff, which is really awesome. And they seem like really cool people. I'm on their Discord. And they have
Meet
like
Robbie,
a lot of
our
demos.
Gen 2 agent. Robbie navigates GUIs to solve tasks for you.
And they seem very like honest and transparent about like their limitations and stuff.
Our little buddy,
Yeah.
so you can download him right now, modify him, and send him out into the wide world of the 3 major techniques we use to help Robbie on his way. And we'll talk about what he does well and some of the problems too. To be very clear, Robbie G2 is not perfect. He sometimes still makes stupid mistakes, but he really kicks some ass too. So let's dive in and see how he works. Robbie's brain has 2 major parts, big brain and little brain. The big brain makes decisions about what to do next, and the little brain converts those suggestions into low-level operations that the body, in our case, the virtual desktop emulator, can perform. In Gen 2, we divided the big brain into 3 pieces: the critic, the actor, and the neocortex. The actor is the primary decision maker of the agent. He makes the decisions about the immediate next step. The critic studies the actions and considers and ideally offers 2 floaters on what he sees and reads. Claude Opus, Sonnet are absolutely terrible at 3 key things: returning coordinates, moving the mouse, drawing bounding boxes. The reasons shouldn't be surprising. They just weren't trained to do any of these things. But we've pioneered a number of tricks to help the models give us what we need to get through a GUI dynamically. We divide our techniques into cheap and expensive. We don't mean money-wise, although these agents can eat tokens like Pac-Man, so they can be expensive that way too. By cheap, we mean quick, dirty, and most importantly, fast. By expensive, we mean calls to the cloud using...
Alright, this is long. I'm gonna read chat. Oh shit. I lost a lot of I tried Hugging Face agents. I didn't even know that was a thing. It's basically the right way to do agents. The agent uses a model as a tool, so if you need image generated, you can do this with Stable Diffusion. And you can make any model image. That's a great video on your feed, 10 books by Nick Humphreys. Sounds legit. Yes. Sure, it's a great video. You can host your tool on Hugging Face so we can create our heavy processor tools online. Make them when we need to. Yo, Llama. Whoop, whoop. We have solved the issue of running a project dev with a model. It's just training the models. Vegas something to watch, as this method is maybe a good way. An interpreter style method. Yeah. For me, it's understanding the methods they use and finding the best method to implement. Yeah. Like, honestly, I'm like, this whole large action model space, I've always been a fan of Open Interpreter and now Agency.
Heavier.
I just think like both of these seem that they have control of the whole operating system. And that's one of the reasons I'm not very bullish on LeVague is I think, I could be wrong, but it seems like they're just operating through a Selenium browser, which makes it like way more limited, in my opinion.
Slower frontier models or big open source models.
Oh yeah, let's go to TikTok chat. Oh, I think I already did see this.
To get what we want. A few months ago, we wondered if we could use the position of OCR text as a way to get coordinates for buttons and links. Turns out we can. Many models and libraries support getting text position back. Unfortunately, most of them are actually not very good. That set us off on a search to find the best model package. Some of them are way too...
Yeah, self-operating computer and Open Interpreter use like text locating, OCR, and that's like very effective, but they're all now working on like locating icons and stuff because yeah, you see a lot of these icons, it's not text, so it's kind of hard for a lot of these vision models to find.
Too big and too slow, and most of them, well, just kind of sucked. And then we hit on easy OCR. It is godlike at finding text accurately, and it is super fast and lightweight. OCR positioning works amazingly well for finding positioning on a screen whenever there is text to click on. It proved a big breakthrough in accuracy for our agents trying to navigate their way through the mean streets of the web. But it's not perfect, and that's where
I just think it's really awesome how Agency is creating like this high quality educational content showing you how they've developed what they've developed. You like, it's so rare to see that, especially in like a small company of their size.
Methods come into play.
I'm assuming they're small.
While models are not very good at knowing precisely where to click, they are good at knowing approximately where to click. They can tell you that the search button is in the middle of the page or on the lower left corner. That's where our second approach, Grid, comes in. We help the model find what it's looking for by layering a bunch of dots over the image and asking it to pick the number closest to the thing that it's looking for right now.
Very interesting.
The MLLM picks the yellow number on the red dot closest to whatever it's looking for, like the check-in field. GPT-4o usually returns something like 16 or 23 in this case. From there, we can grab a piece of the image around one of those dots and zoom in. From here, we can either try to OCR again, and if OCR fails, we can run the same grid plus zoom a few more times until we get very close to what we need to find. The biggest downside is it's expensive, in that it takes as many as 3 round trips to the cloud to talk to the MLLM in the sky, which means it's slow. If that doesn't work, we've got one more cool trick up our sleeve. Composite is the second major method we use to help the MLLM in the sky find what it's looking to find. In essence, we run the edge detection with OpenCV and scikit-learn to find all the right bounding boxes, and then we cluster those bounding boxes into several groups, cut the corresponding pieces from the screenshot, and put them all together on a grid that we call the Jeffreys composite, which has those pieces next to big red numbers. Then we ask the LLM which of those pieces contains what it's looking for right now. Okay, now that we've talked about what works, Now let's talk about what doesn't work. And let's be crystal clear, there are still problems. Consider these agents experimental and something you can build on yourself with your own ingenuity and creativity. As you just saw, we've solved many of the little brain problems. We can find our way around the maze of a GUI most of the time. Big brain problems are where our agent, and of course everyone else's, still struggle at times. G2 still suffers from the often absurd reasoning and total lack of common sense in these frontier models. What do we mean by common sense? If you were naked and I told you to run down to the store, you'd have the common sense that you should probably put some clothes on, even though I never explicitly told you to do that. Here's another example from Max Bennett's amazing book, A Brief History of Intelligence. I started with the line, he threw a baseball 100 feet above my head. I reached up to catch it, jumped, and then I let it finish the sentence. You can see, because of your common sense, you'd know that the ball was too high to catch. GPT-4o does not know that. Today's frontier models still lack common sense in most novel situations. You can see an example of a big brain common sense problem in the debug sequence below. I told Robbie to go do some research on the brain and tell me the various parts of the brain and give a quick summary of what they do. He opened Google, good, and the agent's neocortex correctly predicted it would need to type some text to ask the right question, great, and then click search, really great. And here's where the problem started. It decided to type the text without the search bar in focus so that the text went into the void. It did not understand that it had failed to type the text correctly in the previous step. And so what did it do? It clicked the search button anyway. And of course, since there was no text there, the button did absolutely nothing. Even worse, it did this a few times, hoping for a different result. Eventually, the critic stepped in and gave it an alternative path, and it decided to just type the search into the URL bar, and that worked. So what's next? In G3, we're working on async parallel next step predictions.
Yeah. Anyway, I think they're gonna do great. They seem like they really know what they're doing. And I think they like wrap a whole VM, which is very interesting. So I like having the agent have the whole operating system to interact with. And I guess it's a trade-off. Like I do like Open Interpreter's approach of just running it on your own system because you have like all the tools that you've already installed and it's logged into everything you've already installed. But then you have like the risk of it leaking your personal information or I don't know, messing some stuff up on your computer. So yeah, those are two things there. Is 405B working for you? On Groq? No, yeah. So I just determined that we can't actually access this model on Groq, but you can access it on Fireworks. Yeah, thanks for the comment, Amit. YouTube interpreter gives you a sandbox for your code execution. Nice. What do you prefer and why? Open Interpreter, OpenC, or Multion? OpenC. Oh, agency. At the moment, I like Open Interpreter most of the time because it can do stuff with my file system. I think Multion is the best browser, web browsing assistant. So if it's something to do within just the web browser, I use Multion. But like their demos and their community and like all of their marketing. As that video we just saw, that 8-minute video, they really go through everything they've learned and they give it to us, and they've like given out a big data set of GUI, labeled GUI. So like this kind of stuff and just like them being so open about it, I think is really awesome. So that's why I like agency so much. Open Interpreter is pretty similar. They're really about open source. That's one issue with Multion. Multion is not open source, I don't think. Well, a large part of it isn't, at least. So that is an issue. Taha, hey, how are you? I'm well. Have I played with Llama 3.1? What do I think of its coding abilities? I haven't actually personally played with the whole model, and in terms of its coding abilities, I I use Ada for my coding assistants, and so I like to check their leaderboard, and pretty much goes in tandem with their benchmarks here. We can see it's not as good as Sonnet or GPT-4o at coding, but it is still pretty good. It's up there. But yeah, obviously Claude Sonnet, DeepSeek Coder, GPT-4o, they're still better than Llama 3.1. So it's kind of like 4th, 5th place at the moment in terms of best coding models. Yeah. Joker, hey. Thanks for joining, man. Long time no see. Okay, we're going to move on to Super Memory AI, which Keegan has posted. Unlock your digital brain with Super Memory. Ultimate hub for organizing, searching, and utilizing. Sorry, I'm just taking his headphones off. Saved information with powerful tools like a search engine, writing assistant, and Canvas. I'll show you what this demo. Headphones are going back on. Oh shit, is that really loud for you guys? That's it. So they showed loading a link and then asking a question about it. I assume they do more than that. They know about your contacts, bookmarks, and losing ideas, save everything, tweets, websites. Oh, you can host it yourself. That's pretty cool. Privacy focused. WhatsApp? Integrations with WhatsApp, SMS, coming soon, Twitter, Telegram, open source. That's pretty cool. Yeah. It doesn't really excite me too much. But here's the thing. Recoding with 4.0 and Sonnet, I feel like Sonnet is running another level. Yeah, I agree. Benchmarks don't feel accurate. I think the benchmarks, the Ada benchmarks is what I go by, and Sonnet is clearly ahead. It's like a whole 5% more completed on the Ada LLM leaderboard, which is what I think is the most accurate leaderboard for me. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Sonnet like just feels so much better than the coding assistants that we've had prior. Um, and yeah, just like artifacts and everything is so cool. Vortex has some free API and some random Discord. I don't know. I thought this was kind of weird. Oh yeah, Xiaoming has made their own. Is it an IDE? No, it's an extension. That has like these unique features that you might not find with like GitHub Copilot or Cursor. Do they have a list of their features? Yeah. Code conversion, annotation, custom AI commands that you can configure, rename, custom prompt templates, multi-file, ignore files, keyboard shortcuts. Yeah, shout out to Xiaoming and Aid. I feel like AIDE, there's like another tool that has that same name. I think it might be an edit IDE. I'm not sure. His website also looks really nice. And yeah, and then we're back to like fine-tune LLM without code. And then my agency post. Okay, and then we also have showcase. Where Limsys says GPT-4o mini is joint first with GPT-4o on Limsys, which is pretty crazy. So Limsys is like the kind of arena where people vote on which LLM gave the better output without actually knowing which LLMs are competing, and they have an ELO system to compare and compete between models. And yeah, seems like people are really liking 4.0 Mini. This is just for general chat. I've heard a lot of people say that Mini's not that great for coding. Yeah. What else do we have here? Super smart sales helper. You can contact Nicholas for a super smart sales helper. More of Xiaoming's thing. Okay, yeah, suggestion. Groq has 3.1 models, but unfortunately, I don't think they give us the 400B. Did anyone mention that? No. Hmm. What else? Oh yeah, Mistral released a bunch of new models, like Nemo, which I think they collaborated with NVIDIA on, but I don't know why I'd use this. Oh, I guess it could be a good local model because they say it's a good replacement for Mistral. Yeah, but wait, we got the Open LLM leaderboard. Do they have Nemo on this? Last time I checked this, like, because this is what I kind of refer to if I mean, I don't really use local models anymore, but if I was, I would check this leaderboard, which kind of has, should have, I don't know if it still does, should have all leaderboard, all models, open models, and you can kind of say I only want up to, let's say, 15 billion parameters. Why is it showing 70B? Okay. Apparently it was 0. And yeah, this one still says phi medium. How many billion parameters is phi medium? But yeah, they say it's quite a lot better than a lot of the other models, but looks like Nemo isn't on here, so that could probably explain that. Okay, phi medium is 14B. I'd probably run this. I've also heard a lot of good things about intern LM2, and this one's only 7B, so yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of good things about that. I used to use Eval Plus leaderboard for checking coding models, but I don't think they even update this, man. They haven't updated this in a long time. Like, it doesn't even have Sonnet, which came out ages ago. I mean, that's the old Sonnet 3, March 2024. Yeah, okay. But yeah, no, shout out to Mistral. Let's check the Limbsys leaderboard. Is the Mistral models on that? Nemo? Is Nemo on that? Nemo. Nemotron. No, that's not it. No, okay. Maybe people just haven't tested it yet. Oh, we can look at their own. Actually, they probably have benchmarks. They compare it to Gemma 2 and Llama 3. I wish they'd compare it to more. I guess we could look. Okay, hold on. Let's go phi medium. They have benchmarks. Okay, let's just say 83% on Hella Swag. What did they get on Hella Swag? 83.5. Yeah, so it looks like phi medium is slightly better. What other benchmarks do they show here? Nothing, bro. Where are they even getting this data from? Oh, here we go. I3 medium. MMLU 78.2. MMLU 68, yeah. So yeah, I don't see me using Nemo either, because I think if for a local model, 5.3 medium, 14B seems like it's the best. Yeah. Uh, what's this? Future of software development. AI writes 80% of the code. Oh, this is Claude Engineer? No, this is their own tool. What is this? Buildware AI. Another coding AI.
Another issue. Okay, really quick, I want to run through this example. We've been working on this CodeGen tool internally called Buildware. Many of you may know my former Code One project. This is kind of what that's turned into. But what we're doing here is we're basically taking basic text in, kind of at the project management level, sort of basic issues that you would find in like GitHub issues or linear, and we're basically creating working pull requests with Claude 3.5 Sonnet that,
That's
sure
pretty
enough,
cool.
end-to-end work extremely reliably. They are, this tool is already speeding up our development workflow quite a bit. So I just
That's pretty cool. Could we test it without downloading it? Let's see. Join waitlist. We could also start on GitHub. Join the waitlist on the hosted version. Yeah, nice. Looks like they're about to host it. But yeah, this is just like GitHub Spaces or whatever it's called. If you install, seems pretty easy to set up. But yeah, like personally, I like using Aider, but a tool like GitHub Spaces or Buildware or CodeBuddy, where you don't even have to be in a terminal or on a computer, and you can just submit PRs online. So the AI writes 80% of the code, and human devs just kind of look over the finished product. I think that is actually subscribe. Am I already following this guy? Probably, yeah. Is kind of the future of software development. Something similar to this, where you just get a bunch of feature requests from clients or product managers. AI attempts to do a lot of it, submits pull requests, and then like a senior software engineer looks over the code, tests it, or even the AI could test it as well in some cases. And yeah, we give feedback and stuff. Signet model. Was jailbroken. Codestrel Mamba. Oh yeah, a new Codestrel model by Mistral, which is based off the Mamba architecture. So it's not using transformers, but which is pretty interesting that we have a new architecture now. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it's as good as the transformer models yet. GPT game. Yeah, I tried this. It didn't really work. And yeah, I think we're back to where we left off. All right. I think I'm gonna slowly wrap up the stream. I'm echoing. Oh no, no one said anything before. But yeah, I was gonna wrap up anyway. We reach an hour. Yes, awesome, guys. Thank you so much for joining. To do a bit of a TLDR, we actually can't run Llama 3.1 on Groq like I was hoping, and I also was gonna test it out, but it seems like yeah, it's not as good as GPT-4 or Sonnet, but it is close fourth place on the coding leaderboard, code editing leaderboard of Aider. So Sonnet's obviously still the best, and the cheapest would be Gemini 1.5 because it's free for a small limit. And then the second cheapest, I guess, and smartest would be DeepSeek Coder, which is about, I think it was like 19 cents per million tokens blended. whereas Claude Sonnet is $6. So much cheaper to run DeepSeek Coder, but much smarter to run Sonnet. Yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. 4.0 Mini? Yeah, 4.0 Mini is even worse, coming in at like 11th place or something. But it is a lot cheaper than... Actually, I don't know how much cheaper is. What have blended? $0.26. So it's still actually not as cheap as DeepSeek Coder. But yeah, obviously cheaper than Sonnet. But yeah, I don't really see, and I'm pretty sure Mini is not very good at coding. I don't really see any reason to use Mini for coding. It's great at just general stuff, but for coding, probably